All right, so here we are with another episode of Minecraft. We are back with our still broken creeper farm. What happened, guys? It should have been fixed. As I said, if you watched last week's video to the very end, I did end up figuring it out, and you guys will get to see that. But in the meantime, I was still under the assumption that I had broken it somehow, and I needed to somehow fix the light levels in here. And so I decided that that's it. The stone isn't enough. We're going for this tinted glass because I know that that's supposed to work with creepers. I was like, we're going to replace all the stone. We're going to do this. I have an extra layer of slabs on the roof. We were trying absolutely everything. So wow, we are working on that. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And thanks for all of the new subscribers. Anyways, so I happened to pop up here because I was like, well, maybe if I get like a better look from this angle up here. And right about when I looked down at that, it dawned on me that the way the creeper farm is set up, you have to be a certain distance from it, which is why it hasn't been working, is because I was banking on me just wandering around at the same level. So that's great. Glad we figured that one out. Went and looked, and it still didn't have any powder in it. And so I was like, oh man, I wonder what happened. I was like, yep, nope, nothing new. I was like, well, that's weird. Let me go look. And as I was walking over, it slowly started dawning on me that I had turned off or doused my campfires, which would take out the creepers. And so thankfully there weren't a lot of creepers in there, because I did think about that after I get stuck, that I accidentally did it. And so that was a bummer. And then when I went to go and reset it again, I accidentally had too much gusto and ended up dying from kinetic energy. So that was a bit of a bummer, but we have our backup elytra. Having two elytras really has been like a big game changer. I think that was like one thing that I didn't do quickly enough when I originally first got them. Don't mind me picking up all my stuff that I've dropped around. But I think that was one thing that I kind of missed when I was originally getting elytras for all of, I guess, survival, because hardcore world, if you die, you die. It doesn't really matter. But here, I don't think I really recognized the amount of time that it kept taking me in order to go and get, you can see all my stuff on the roof, go and get all of the new elytra, and having to walk all the way there as opposed to being able to fly. So I think that was really helpful to kind of change my perspective on it, being like, no, it might seem like a bit of a pain to spend more time in the end and get that stuff, but it's really going to be beneficial. And you can sort of see, I don't know, there it is. Did you see it? Did you see it, guys? So you could see a little creeper walking over the edge, and that means that we were in business, and our little bow tie of a creeper farm is fixed. I was standing here hoping that I could see others, but I didn't see any others. But yeah, so that was really exciting, finally getting the creeper farm fixed, all because I just wasn't standing far enough. I wasn't patient enough. But yeah, see, it's up to 35, and it was at 27 for weeks. And so we've done it. We have fixed our creeper farm officially by just standing a little bit further behind. Whoopsies. If only I had gone back and actually watched how I made it, I would have realized that I needed to do it. But yeah, see, he's staying there. And then, well, it's still at 38. Ta-da. Either way, we did it. We solved the world's problems. So that is no longer an issue. We have fixed it. Check that issue off of our to-do list. I happened to also run over here and remember that I had a sheep farm, which is always a fun thing to remember when you're like, oh, that's right, I have a sheep farm. And it's actually doing pretty good, because apparently I spend enough time in here for it to be loaded in. So go us. I then proceeded to, I still need to actually put dye on all of them so that they can all have different colors in case I need wool later on. But my original goal of doing this was to put wool down to despawn in other areas or in the nether, but then the carpets just burn, so that's neither here nor there. Oh, I might use it for the end though. That's a thought. Either way, I then decided that I was going to put tinted glass around the base of this so I could kind of see it from a distance, and I later on decided that I hated it and I swapped it back out for the stone bricks so I wouldn't, don't get attached to it. We're not keeping it. Don't worry, guys. It looks ugly. Anyways, but while I was doing that, I conveniently saw that this creeper was here and he got his eyes on me. And so I decided that I was going to fight him where I could. I always forget that there are so many creepers out at night, or not creepers, but mobs out at night, because I just I'm not normally in places that I have to deal with this. And because I'll work on a project, but in spots where I'm so well lit that I don't even have to think about it. And then I come out here and I'm like, wow, this is really like the edge of where I land. Anyways, and then I even saw this guy, which feels like he should not be able to, I mean, I can tell by how dark it is, but I feel like he's too close to my main base and I need to add like a torch kind of right here on the corner so that we don't have to deal with that anymore, because that could be dangerous. With our gunpowder perfectly fixed and our fireworks back in business, I decided that it was time to go back to working on the water temple and getting it all cleared out, which was a bit more of a production than anticipated. I always forget how many sponges. As you can see, I'm not the best at cleaning my sponges up, and I really need to get better at it because it is a bit of a pain at trying to finish those off. This was where we were sort of working on getting out of here, so it's a little bit lower down than anticipated. But either way, we landed on clearing the stuff out. I have so much footage of me doing this because it just takes forever, and I never know how much of clearing this place out I should do. I also found a bit of a mine, which I also thought was kind of crazy. I was like, oh, hey, look at this. Why is there a mine here? Who's to say? But yeah, but it's also just like a little spot where it's part of it. I actually, in the little square that I'm clearing out next to it, I also found more of the mine attached to it, which was kind of crazy. So that might be something that we can look into at some point when this is all cleared out. I clearly have forgotten how to use an elytra, don't mind me. But that's kind of something that I found that was a little bit interesting. I like placing sand and sorting this stuff out. I think I probably would have been finished with this with how kind of satisfying it is, like clearing off different sections of this, except for the fact that the guardians just ruin it for everybody. They're just so annoying that they're constantly fighting me and knocking me off the edge that it just bothers me to no end. See, this guy in the corner, he's after me, and boom, ruining my day left and right. Which is why I have my beacon over here and not back at my base. I don't know if it'll keep happening once I have the center of the water temple cleared out. So that's kind of like the real thing that's like pushing me. I'm just like, please, let's get the center part done with and be over with all of this madness. So wanting to take a bit of a break, I went back to clearing off all of this warped wood off of the top of our creeper farm, because we clearly no longer need it because our creeper farm is working perfectly, and ironically has been working perfectly for a very long time. But it's fine. I also think it's funny whenever you see me around like the water temple, there's a whole bunch of boats around the edge from when I came back. But anyways, so I'll swap also this, remember, I'll swap the glass out back for the stone, and we will regroup and figure out what we want to do after I finish cleaning up the rest of the creeper cover with how we want it to look in the future. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.